Ah, regular show. What is there left to say? It's not only a great cartoon, it's also my favourite TV show of all time. It has great writing, hilarious jokes, brilliant action, as well as relatable and very likeable characters. In fact, does anyone actually hate this show? Pretty much every episode is fantastic in its own way, but I decided to go looking for the best of the bunch. Keep in mind that these are my favourites, so if yours doesn't show up, that doesn't mean I don't like it. These are the episodes that to me stand out the most. So without further ado, here are my top 10 episodes of regular show.
Whoa! The Raymond Dame Dame playing video games!
You've heard of the Terror Tales of the Park episodes, right? The Halloween episodes in which the characters tell ghost stories. Since there are 3 stories in each episode, it feels like there are 3 episodes in one, which is always a pretty good thing. They're all good, but I have to put the third Terror Tales of the Park on this list. Why? Well, let's go through the plot. The episode starts at a Halloween party at the park, where the crew make a bet to tell the scariest ghost story. Whoever wins gets everyone's Halloween candy, while the loser has to wear their costume until Thanksgiving. First, Rigby tells his story, where he buys a new bed. He usually sleeps on the trampoline, for those that don't know. But it's really a murderer that got turned into one by going through a bed-making machine. Sounds silly, I know, but Rigby isn't so amused once he finds out. I found the jokes in this story went well, and it sure did a lot for the couple of minutes that it's on. I won't spoil the ending in case you haven't seen it. In fact, here's a heads up. For all the entries, I won't spoil the ending, so you folks can go and watch it. Next, Muscle Man tells his story, which is about him, Mordecai, Rigby, and High Five Ghost smashing some pumpkins Scarecrow's wife. The Scarecrow comes alive and goes on a rampage, trying to turn the characters into pumpkins and smash them. Honestly, I didn't really like this one. There were no real jokes except for Pumpkin Man's puns.
Now it's time to join your pumpkin! Wait, does that even make sense?
The show must have realized this because the other characters seem to agree with me. I loved that.
You guys just don't get the twist ending. It's supposed to be ironic.
You're lucky Thomas's story was such a pile, or you'd be stuck in that costume for weeks.
Then Benson comes in and tells his story to the gang. It takes place during a morning park meeting where Benson tells the workers about a guy named Jebediah Townhouse who talked with 80s slang 200 years ago. His slang led to the villagers believing that he was, of course, a witch. Right, makes total sense. This led to Jebediah fusing himself in the park's house, which existed back then, and then he became a poltergeist. Benson tells the workers that Jebediah is supposed to return tonight. Of course, Mordecai, Rigby, Pops, Muscleman, and High Five Ghost don't believe Benson's story and have a bet to see who can stay in the house the longest. I'm sure I'm not spoiling much by saying that Jebediah Townhouse does exist, and he goes around terrorizing the other characters. The idea of a ghost fusing with a house is pretty inventive, and they use the idea well. There are some good jokes, mainly because of Jebediah's puns, which I actually have to say are pretty funny. I also love how Jebediah was planning to return when everyone was speaking like him, but he came about 30 years too late.
Yeah, stick it out to the max!
Wait, the max? What?
Hey, nobody talks like that anymore, man.
What? Nah, you guys are bugging.
What is this guy even?
Well, you're wigging out, you know? I mean, you guys are totally bogus.
No, we don't know, because no one talks like that anymore, bro.
Oh, yeah? Well, get out of my house!
Well, that's Terror Tales of the Park 3, everyone. In my opinion, it's the best Halloween special ever, but that's just me. Phew, that certainly took long for a first entry. Let's hope that the others don't take too long.
Oh, the Raymond Dame Dame playing video games!
You know those songs Mordecai and Rigby do all the time? I find them pretty funny. They're so awesome that they eventually made an entire episode about their songs, called Silver Dude. The episode starts with Mordecai and Rigby wanting to buy a video game. Not just any game though, it's the last of a series that they grew up with. They ask Benson for extra chores to get more money, a bit like the caffeinated concert tickets episodes, only this isn't a big part of the episode. Benson gets them to wax the floors, but of course, Mordecai and Rigby give up quickly and think of an easier way to get money. Hey, great morale for the kids, guys. So they see a silver street performer and decide to become street performers as well. I'll give you one guess as to what their act is.
Should be entertaining.
Probably not too straining,
Something super easy.
but nothing that's too cheesy.
How about singing songs to make a little cash? If we sing them up right, we can make a fat stash.
It goes great until the silver dude starts ripping them off by literally recording their voices, and because people are idiots, he steals Mordecai and Rigby's popularity.
Hey, these guys are copying that silver dude, but they're not even a color.
What, aren't blue and brown colors? Sorry, I just had to say it. Obviously, Mordecai and Rigby confront the silver dude a few times and eventually start fighting, but this argument gets solved in the most unexpected way. I'll let you find out for yourself. Obviously, the best thing about this episode are the songs, but the jokes are pretty good too. The only thing I didn't like about this episode was that the final main part of the episode was over a bit too quickly for me. It sounds weird, I guess, but I think if they cut the part where Mordecai and Rigby try waxing the floors and give up, and instead made the ending longer, this would have been better. Despite this is still a great episode.
Whoa! The Rainy-Dame playing video games.
Meet your maker. Although Mordecai and Rigby fight many times in the series, this is the only episode, as far as I know, where their fight lasts the whole episode. And considering a lot of shows tend to have heaps of episodes where the two best friends fight with each other for the whole episode, I appreciate that regular show has only one, again as far as I know. So, the episode starts with the park members about to have their annual barbecue. Benson tells Skips and Pops that he brought premium hot dogs and he gave them to Rigby, telling him not to grill them. Rigby, of course, tells Mordecai it's okay to start cooking them and ends up burning them. Actually, setting them on fire is more accurate. When Mordecai finds out what Benson really told Rigby, he understandably gets angry. Rigby tells him he can fix the problem by going down to the meat locker under the house and getting more hot dogs. Then Rigby, of course, gets them locked in the meat locker and destroys the thermostat. Mordecai snaps, and after yelling at Rigby, he faints due to the cold. Then Rigby finds living hot dogs, and, well, I'll leave the rest for you to find out for yourself. Again, the jokes are great, and the writing makes this episode overall feel like a classic. And let's not forget about this line.
Oh, this stuff's delicious!
Whoa! The Rainy-Dame playing video games.
I have to say, an episode about Mordecai trying to get a song out of Rigby's head would be hard to do well. But because it does so well, I have to put This Is My Jam on this list. The plot is about, well, I just told you earlier. I have to admit the song that gets stuck in Rigby's head is very catchy. And as far as I know, it's an original song made just for this episode. Now that's dedication. The first half of the episode is pretty funny, with Mordecai trying many different methods of getting the song out of Rigby's head. I'd have trouble thinking of more than one way, which shows how decent the writers of this episode are. The second part, however, is even better. The song comes out of Rigby's mind to form a cassette tape wearing sunglasses. Mordecai and the others decide to defeat it by, well, I'll let you see for yourself. For now, I'm gonna have to try and get this song out of my own brain.
gingerbread cookies.
He's got rosy cheeks.
Yeah, your cheeks are more bruise-colored.
And you smell like you stepped in something.
Well, sorry to disappoint you, but I was just shot at. Fell 3,500 feet and crashed through a garage. Ugh. Besides, all that other stuff is just made up by advertising companies.
Santa tells them about a dangerous present that is said to give whoever opens it whatever they desire, but it also turns them evil and greedy. One of Santa's elves, Krugen, designed it, but Santa turned it down and destroyed Krugen's life work and research. Krugen wants to get his revenge by destroying Santa's life work, Christmas. Santa gives them the box and tells them to destroy it before Krugen can get his hands on it. This leads to a brilliant special. Mostly the action stands out, but they manage to squeeze a few jokes in when appropriate.
Man, these cookies are great. You know who else makes great cookies? My Goes Bakery on 5th and Western. You been there?
This is a Christmas special that should never be forgotten, like Christmas itself.
Whoa! The Raymond Dame Dame playing video games?
Now!
The Raymond Dame.
I'm sure anyone who has seen this episode knows this was coming. Regular Show occasionally makes its episodes feel incredibly epic, usually at the end of episodes, but this epicness, well, that's not a real word apparently, but just go off it, is present throughout the entire episode. The episode's name? Exit 9B. This is the Regular Show episode to end all episodes. It is about almost every villain from the series coming to get their revenge on the characters. Do I need to say more? Okay, maybe I do. The first part of the episode is about a new villain taking over the park and constructing Exit 9B. He also erases the memories of all the park workers except Mordecai, Rigby, and the new employee Thomas, who now works for the villain. Since the others have new jobs, Mordecai and Rigby have to find them all and restore their memories. You see, if they get everyone to sign a sheet stating the park is a historical monument, Exit 9B isn't allowed to be built. However, they still need Benson after getting everyone else, and Benson works for the villain. If I gave away this guy's name, it would spoil the plot. Anyway, to get Benson back, the gang need to go back to the park, but get captured. This leads up to what I believe is the most epic animated battle of all time. That's just me, of course, again, but the battle is incredibly well done, and I enjoyed every second of it. The only problem with this episode is that with all the action in this episode, most of the humour had to be left out. But the jokes that do make it in are still pretty good.
And as you can clearly see, C equals 8. Any questions? Yes, in the back.
Yeah, we were just wondering. Do you know who else's C equals 8?
Well, actually, yes, I do. It's my mom.
All I can say is, if you haven't seen this episode yet, do yourself a favour and look it up now. You won't be disappointed.